Hi crafty friends, Melissa Miner here. Thanks so much for joining me on my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be sharing a layout with you for the Shimmerz Paints design team, and I'm using the absolutely gorgeous November Color Kitz. If you haven't seen my unboxing, I will leave it linked down below in the description box so you can see everything that comes in this gorgeous kit. Remember, if you place an order with Shimmerz Paints, add my name to the comments section and Shimmerz will send you a free jar of paint. And you can add my name to every order you place to really build up your stash. All right, the first thing I'm doing is I want to use this stencil. Now this is a new stencil that I just purchased. And this stencil is from TCW. It's a 12 by 12 stencil and it's called Screen View. And I like it because it's got these little squares, but then you can see it also has a little wavy edge around the frame. So I'm using the Witch's Blue-Creameez that came in the color kits this month. And I've placed a little bit on my glass mat there, and I've mixed it with some water. And I'm using my ink dauber with a foam tip applicator to just apply some paint all around the layout. So I'm getting good coverage on here. Now I did go ahead and place a little bit of some mint tape. It's a low tack tape down there at the bottom, and that's how I'm holding it onto my paper. I'm using a piece of 12 by 12 mixed media cardstock from scrapbook.com, and this is it's the same paper that they've had, but they now come in 12 by 12 pages, so I'm really excited about that. So it's going to hold my watercolor really well and allow me to move the ink around the page. Okay, so I'm also thinking at this point that I want to add another color. So I'm bringing in Teal, the End of Time Shimmerz, and I just want to place this. I'm using the same method. So I'm putting a little bit on my glass mat, and then I'm dipping my dauber into the paint and then applying it through the stencil. So at this point, I'm thinking I just want to apply it like the darker color around where my photos are going to go. And so the mint tape is kind of showing you where my photos are going to go. So I'm going to continue applying this paint through the stencil. Look how gorgeous that is. Now, the Teal, the End of Time Shimmerz, that has a little bit of shimmer to it. So it's looking really pretty on my page. I know the camera doesn't pick up the shimmer and shine very well, but it is absolutely gorgeous in person. Now I think I want to extend that color all the way down to the bottom of the page. At first I thought I was going to add a little bit of pattern paper at the bottom, but now I've changed my mind and I'm going to go ahead and add paint all over. So I'm making sure to get all around the edges of this stencil. Now I'm bringing in my heat tool to speed up the drying process, and I'm not drying it completely dry, just mostly dry so that I can go ahead and remove my stencil. So I'm going to pick this up and look how pretty that is. Okay, I want to play with some more paints. So I'm bringing in more of the paints that came in the kit this month. So I have here the Punkin Pie Vibez, and this is a spray. And so you want to tip them upside down and then just twist, twist, twist to activate and move that color around. The next color I'm spraying on here is the Ready or Not Coloringz. Now that is a new color. And I'm just mixing these around, and I'm also going to bring in a little bit of the Here I Yam-Shimmerz. So all of these came in the color kits this month. And what I'm doing is I'm just painting a background here. Now this is some watercolor cardstock. So you can see here it's holding the color a little bit differently than the mixed media cardstock. So I wanted to point that out. But I'm applying these colors and just moving them around, splattering on some of the shimmers. And that's because I want to make some die cut leaves. So I'm just going to continue painting this strip here so that I can die cut some leaves. So I'll just move this around. And now I'm bringing in this die. This is from scrapbook.com and it's called Cozy Foliage. There it is. And I love the fall leaves in this die set. So with my marbled kind of paper here that I've painted, I'm going to place some dies onto this sheet and then take them over to my die cut machine. And look how pretty these are. So I'm going to poke these out with this little pokey tool. So pretty. I love the like variation with the marbled look. And they've got shimmer and shine on them since I used a little bit of the Shimmerz. So that's really pretty. So I'll get all of these punched out. And now I want to just go around the edges with a little bit of ink. So I'm taking my Vintage Photo Distress Oxide ink and applying a little bit to the edges just to give them a little more definition. So I like the way that looks, and then I'll actually do some more of these off camera. Now, some of the ones that I did off camera, I also brought in the gold digger and splattered some gold splatters on them. So here's some more of the ones that I did. And can you see that gold splattered on there? Yeah, that's a good look. You can see the gold on these when I hold them up. So I've got lots of leaves that I can use as ephemera on my layout. I also cut out a few of those green pieces, or not green, gold pieces to use. These are the pictures I want to scrapbook, and this is me and my boyfriend Dale. And one day we decided to go on a drive around town just to look at the color of the changing leaves. So we thought we would go ahead and snap a photo while we were out. This is us. We were actually in Monroe City, Missouri, around South Lake. And it's just a beautiful walking path that we like to walk on. And so we snapped a few photos while we were there. And I love just the fall colors are just kind of peeking through. It's a little early, I think. We took these, let's see, October 12th this year. And so here I'm showing you the bonus bundle, beautiful sequins that are in the bonus bundle this month. And then also this paint. Now this is Shimmerz and it is called Christmas Cheer. So I need a place to place my embellishments, like a landing spot for my embellishments. So I've used a circle die cut from my stash. And I'm just going to paint this up quickly with the Christmas Cheer because I love that yellow color. And it actually matches more of that like mustard color in my sweater. So I thought that that would be good to bring in this Christmas Cheer Shimmerz. And it's so shiny and shimmery. I love the way this looks. I'm also adding a little bit of the Distress Oxide and Vintage Photo around the edges. I did back my photos with some of the paper from the color kits. I love all the papers so much. I'm having a hard time cutting them up because they're all so gorgeous. But I decided on this paper that is like an orangish red color, and I backed my photos with that. Now I'm going to fuss around with these embellishments. I know I want my photos like this, but I'm not really sure how I want to embellish the page. So I think I want this Christmas Cheer painted circle on this left side. And I know I want to add some leaves around the edges. So I'll just dry fit some here, and you'll see I also have that gold leaf that I cut out, and that's along the top. So I've got a couple of those. So I'll play around here with this for a little while. I do want to mention that any other products that I've brought in today, I will have links to those listed down below in the description box. And I really appreciate when you shop my links, as I do receive a small commission at no extra charge to you. And that helps support me and my YouTube channel. So thank you so much for shopping my links. All right, I also want to build an embellishment cluster over here on the right with some of these leaves. So I'll start trying to build that up. And you can see I'm tapping my fingers. I think that means my brain is really thinking here. I'm like, do I like it? Do I not like it? So I'll add some of these over to the right and see how I like that. So off camera, I did go ahead and glue down my left embellishment cluster. I'm not completely sold on how I want my embellishment cluster on the right, but I'm going to go ahead. I added a little bit of craft foam to the back of my photos so that they will pop up off the page. And I'm going to go ahead and adhere those down to the layout. So here's the craft foam. I purchased this on Amazon, and I just cut it down to the size I need. I used to use foam strips, and let me tell you, those foam strips, I love them, but they can get pretty pricey. So I found that by using this craft foam, it's a better price point and I can customize it to any size I need. Okay, so now I have my photos on the layout. And while I'm still deciding over here on this right, I'm thinking about maybe adding my title. Let me rough up some of the edges on these leaves, and I'm going to add a little bit of foam to the back. I know I want one on the photo, so I'll go ahead and adhere that one down. So let me add a little bit of glue. I'm using some tacky glue in a fine tip applicator bottle, and I'm not really sure exactly the rest of the leaves, so I'll mess around with this for a moment. But I want to continue piling on these gorgeous leaves that I die cut from using the paints. They're so pretty. So you can also see one of the embellishments that came in the ephemera pack this month, and that is, let's see, it's right at the bottom there, and that's a little acorn. So I want to add a couple of those acorns, and then there's a cute little squirrel that was in the ephemera pack too, and I thought that would be cute for my page too. I did trim off the white edges on the acorn and the squirrel. So here's that cute little squirrel, and I love how he's kind of like blending in with my leaves, but he's also popped up so he stands out. I don't know if that makes sense, but I love the way that looks. And then here's the cute little acorns. So I'll add the big one down right to the page, and then I'll add a little bit of foam tape to the back of the smaller acorn just to pop that up for some extra interest. So those are really cute. And so I'll get that glued down. There we go. In the kit this month, we received some stickers, so that was really exciting. They were gold foiled stickers, and so I definitely want to use those for my title. So I'm going to start working on my title. And I noticed when I'm starting my title that I'm not going to have enough L's. So I need 3 L's and it only comes with 2. So what I decided to do is I'm going to take 2 of the T's and I'm going to snip them apart. I'm going to do a little bit of surgery to them and I'm going to make those into L's. So when my title is going to say Falling in Love, since we were fall and we are in love. So I thought that was cute. So I'm going to go ahead and put the in love down. And after I put the in love down, that's when I realized I need to do that surgery to my stickers here. And so just by snipping the edges of the T, I was able to make 2 uppercase L's. And, you know, this set, it's like it doesn't have all of them in upper or all of them in lowercase. So I kind of like that it's a little bit wonky. You just mix and match the upper and lowercase, so you don't really have to think about it. So here's where I'm staring and studying and figuring out what I can do. So I finished that off camera. So there's my title over there, Falling in Love. And then look how pretty this pumpkin is. So that also came in the ephemera kit. And so I added that to the page. And now I'm getting brave since my layout's almost complete. And I decided I wanted to bring a little bit more of that yellow, that Christmas cheer Shimmerz, over to the other side of the page because I only have yellow on the left. And so I wanted to bring it over to the right. So I'm adding just a little bit of that Shimmerz up and around my photo here on this upper right of this photo. I'm also going to add a few splatters. And I need to cover my photo so I don't get splatters on my photo. So I'm adding some of the Christmas cheer along all of my embellishment clusters. So that looks really pretty. Okay, I'm also bringing in a little leaf here from the embellishment kit. And you can see that over there in my stack and sort tray, I've got more of the ephemera. And each of the ephemera pieces I used, like I said, I did cut off those white borders just so that the white didn't stand out so much. And I think it looks really pretty this way. So here's a pumpkin, and I'm adding a little bit of foam tape to this pumpkin. And this is a more neutral pumpkin, so that adds a little something over there to the left side. couple places where I wanted to add just another layer of this Christmas cheer paint. And I'm really excited with the way that looked out. I usually don't add paint this late in the game, but I got brave and I really like it. I was afraid it was going to turn green, right? Yellow and blue make green, but it didn't. It just looks gorgeous. Couple more finishing splatters here, and then I'm going to bring in the bonus bundles for the sequins. Oh, I found this little piece. This was in the ephemera kit, and it was larger, and I decided to cut it down so that I could place it here on top of my photo, and it says Cozy Autumn. So I cut that down, and I did rough up the edges with my edge distressing tool. And now I am gluing down some of these sequins. I kind of just sprinkled them on my page, and then I'm going back and putting glue behind each of these. So I won't make you watch me do all of that, but that's how I decided to do my sequins. Instead of placing one by one, I just kind of sprinkled them, and where they fell, that's where I'm adding the glue. So the sequins are so pretty this month. They've got some blues and golds and kind of like a rose gold. So here's a look at my final page. I will have still shots over on my Instagram and my Facebook page, so if you don't follow me there, I would love for you to. If you've enjoyed this video, please hit that thumbs up button. If you're new, I hope you'll subscribe and come back. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye!